He looked at me while I was 9 months pregnant with his baby and called me disgusting. 6 months before that, he was the love of my life. What the hell happened? Quick, drop a comment. Where are you watching from? This happened in the United States, and you need to hear this. A woman just posted on Reddit asking for help. She's a new mom, 3 weeks postpartum, and she says she can't trust her own perspective anymore. She needs outside input because her fiancé has completely destroyed her ability to see reality clearly. He just told her he's losing attraction to her, that he masturbates to celebrities now because he finds her too unattractive. But here's what makes this absolutely devastating. This didn't start after the baby was born. It started during her pregnancy, while she was carrying his child. And before she got pregnant, he was the perfect guy. Not just good, perfect. Respectful, patient, never got angry, only said wonderful things to her. Kind, built her up when she tore herself down. He was her safe person, her rock. So what the hell happened? How does someone go from perfect boyfriend to this? Well, wait till you hear what actually came out of his mouth. Let me paint the picture of who he was before pregnancy. She says they communicated about things openly, had deep discussions. He respected her opinion. He gave her so much love, everything she ever needed in a partner. This was her person, the one she thought she'd spend her life with, the man who made her feel safe and valued and loved. And that's why she's struggling so hard right now, because she's sitting there with their newborn baby thinking, he was like that before, so I must have made him into a bad person. I feel like I've tainted the perfect man I met. Hold on, can one person actually make another person become cruel? Or does pregnancy just reveal who someone really was all along? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I have my own opinion on this, but I want to hear yours first. Now, before we get to what he said, you need to understand their journey to this baby. This couple struggled to conceive for a long time, month after month of trying, month after month of disappointment, month after month of heartbreak. During that period, she gained weight. She's completely honest about this in her post. It was stress eating, comfort eating while dealing with the emotional toll of infertility. And if you've ever been through that or know someone who has, you know how devastating that process is, how it consumes you, how every failed month feels like a personal failure. But here's what shows you her character. Once they started trying for a baby, she didn't try to lose the weight. You know why? Because she kept thinking, what if I'm pregnant? I don't want to harm the baby. She was putting a potential baby's health above her own appearance, above her own insecurities, above what anyone else thought. And once she was pregnant, her entire focus stayed on keeping their baby safe and healthy, not on weight loss, not on how she looked, not on meeting anyone's standards, on protecting their child. So, she's going through the stress of infertility with him, finally gets pregnant, her body is doing what it needs to do to create life, she's focused on being a good mother before the baby is even born, and that's when everything changed. That's when the perfect man disappeared. That's when the mask came off. Wait till you hear what he said to her while she was pregnant with his baby. While she was pregnant with his baby, carrying his child inside her body, he looked at her and told her she looked disgusting. Not unattractive, not maybe we should talk about this. Disgusting. Think about that word for a second. Disgusting. That's what you call rotten food. That's what you call garbage left out in the sun. That's what you call something repulsive that makes you want to turn away. And he used that word to describe the woman carrying his child. I need to know what you think. Is there ever a situation where it's okay to call your pregnant partner disgusting? Drop a comment right now because I genuinely want to hear all perspectives on this, even if you disagree with me. But he didn't stop there. Oh no, it gets worse. He told her that pregnancy looks good on healthy women, but made her look worse. Let that sink in for a moment. He compared her to other pregnant women. He basically said, you know all those other pregnant women out there, the ones who are glowing and beautiful and radiant? Yeah, you're not like them. Pregnancy just made you look bad. He took one of the most vulnerable times in a woman's life and used it to tear her down, to make her feel like she was the ugly pregnant woman, the one who couldn't even do pregnancy right, the one who failed at even that. And there's more. He told her he didn't want to have sex with her because of how she looked. Imagine that for a moment. You're pregnant, your body is changing in ways you absolutely cannot control, your hormones are everywhere, you're emotional, you're vulnerable, you're scared, you're excited, you need reassurance and love and support more than you ever have in your life. And the man who got you pregnant, the man who was supposed to love you, tells you he doesn't want to touch you because you're too ugly now. But that's not even the worst thing he said to her. What comes next actually made my jaw drop when I read it. He told her he wouldn't propose to her until she lost weight. Let me say that again. They're together, they're having a baby together, they call each other fiancé and fiancé, but he won't actually marry her until she loses weight. You want to know his reason? Because he didn't want to stand at the altar comparing her to the bridesmaids. He was literally worried about how she would look standing next to the other women in the wedding party, about what people would think when they looked at the wedding photos, about whether his bride would be attractive enough. He was more concerned about optics, about appearances, about what other people would think, than about actually committing to the mother of his child. Hold up, I need your take on this. Is this shallow? Is this abusive? Is it both? Or like he claims, is he just being honest? Comment your answer right now. I want to see what the majority thinks on this one. And if you're finding this story as shocking as I am, hit that subscribe button because we cover real, raw relationship issues on this channel. No sugarcoating, no filters, just real talk. Oh, and one more thing. He openly stared at other women right in front of her while she was pregnant with his baby, not even trying to hide it, not even being subtle about it, making her feel like she wasn't good enough, like she wasn't what he wanted, like if he could choose, he would literally be with anyone else but her. Any of those women walking by would be preferable to the woman carrying his child. Now, she's not the type to just accept this silently. She tried to communicate with him about it. Remember, before pregnancy, he used to be someone she could talk to openly, someone who listened, someone who cared about her feelings, someone who respected her. So she sat him down and explained to him how deeply this hurt her, how much damage these comments were doing, how vulnerable she felt, how much she needed his support instead of his criticism. And you know what he did? He dismissed it. He called it honesty, not cruelty, not abuse, not even thoughtlessness. Honesty, as if calling your pregnant partner disgusting is just telling the truth and she should be grateful for his transparency, as if brutal honesty without any compassion is somehow a virtue. And what this did to her psychologically, what this is still doing to her 3 weeks postpartum, you need to hear this part. Over time, his comments have completely destroyed her confidence. She says in her post that she now feels ashamed in her own body. Think about that for a second. Ashamed of her own body, the body that created life, the body that carried their baby for 9 months, the body that went through labor and brought their child into the world. She says she associates her body with rejection now instead of love or safety. Her own body doesn't feel like home anymore. It doesn't feel like hers. It feels like something to be ashamed of, something disgusting, something that drives away the person who's supposed to love her. And she feels like affection, desire, and commitment from him are conditional, based entirely on whether she can change her body fast enough to meet his standards, not on who she is as a person, not on the life they've built together, not on the fact that she just gave him a child, but solely on whether she can lose the baby weight quickly enough. So right now, at this very moment, he's caring for their newborn baby. She's 3 weeks postpartum. Her body is still recovering from literally creating and birthing a human being. She's probably getting maybe 2 hours of sleep at a time, if that. She's learning how to breastfeed. She's learning how to be a mom. She's dealing with postpartum hormones and exhaustion and all the physical and emotional challenges that come with having a newborn. And on top of all of that, she's carrying this emotional trauma. She feels emotionally unsafe in her own relationship. She's anxious about her appearance every single day, and she's constantly questioning herself. Am I overreacting? Is this normal? Is this just how men think? Is this genuinely unhealthy behavior? Or am I being too sensitive? Am I the problem here? He's got her so mentally and emotionally twisted up that she can't even trust her own judgment. That's what emotional abuse does. It makes you doubt yourself so much that you can't tell what's real and what's not. Okay, I need to pause here and get your honest opinion. If this was you, if you had just had someone's baby and they treated you like this, what would you do? Would you pack your bags and leave? Would you try to work it out? Would you demand couples counseling? Drop your honest answer in the comments because I think she desperately needs to hear from real people right now. She came to Reddit asking for advice on 4 specific things, and I want to address each one. Question 1, is this emotional abuse or just brutal honesty? Question 2, can a relationship recover from comments like this, especially when they were made during pregnancy? Question 3, what boundaries should exist around attraction and comments about a partner's body? And question 4, if you were in her position, what would you do next? And she ends her post by saying, please be kind. I'm genuinely struggling and trying to make sense of something that's had a serious impact on my mental health. So let's actually break down her questions one by one. First question, is this emotional abuse or brutal honesty? Here's what I think, and you can disagree with me in the comments. Honesty without compassion is cruelty. Let me say that one more time because it's important. Honesty without compassion is cruelty. Yes, partners should be honest with each other. Yes, physical attraction matters in relationships. I'm not going to sit here and pretend it doesn't. But there's a way to handle things when attraction changes. There's a way to express concerns about health if that's genuinely what you're worried about. There's a way to communicate difficult feelings that's still loving and supportive. This is not that. This is not loving honesty. This is tearing someone down during their most vulnerable time. This is using honesty as a weapon and an excuse to be cruel. This is making someone feel completely worthless and then acting like they should thank you for the truth. In my opinion, this is emotional abuse disguised as honesty. But let me address the elephant in the room. She keeps saying he was perfect before pregnancy, and I want to challenge that idea because I think it's important. I don't think he actually changed. I think pregnancy revealed who he really was underneath the surface the whole time. When things were easy, when she looked the way he wanted her to look, when life was going smoothly, when there were no real challenges or tests of his character, he could be kind and supportive. He could play the role of the perfect partner. He could say all the right things and do all the right things. But the moment things got hard, the moment her body changed in ways that weren't attractive to him, his true character came out. The mask slipped off, and what was underneath was someone whose love was entirely conditional. His love was based on her meeting his physical expectations, not on who she is as a person, not on their partnership and commitment to each other, not on the vows they were supposed to take, but on whether she looked good enough for him. That's not real love. That's not what you build a marriage on. That's not what lasts when life gets truly hard. What do you think about this? Do people actually change overnight from perfect to cruel, or do challenging situations and stress just reveal who they were all along? This is a really important question, so drop your perspective in the comments and make sure you're subscribed because we're going even deeper on this and I don't want you to miss what's coming next. Now here's the part that really breaks my heart and honestly makes me angry. She says in her post, he was like that before and I've made him a bad person. I feel like I've tainted the perfect man I met. No, absolutely not. Let me be very, very clear about something. You cannot make someone be cruel to you. You cannot force someone to call you disgusting. You cannot cause someone to withhold love and commitment and basic human decency. His words are his choice. His behavior is his choice. His cruelty is his responsibility, not hers, not even a little bit. She didn't do anything to him. She got pregnant with their baby. Her body did what bodies naturally do during pregnancy. That's not something she did wrong. That's not something she can control. That's not something she should feel guilty about. That's life. That's biology. That's what happens when two people create a child together. And the fact that he has her believing that she's somehow responsible for his cruelty, that she ruined him, that she tainted him, that's manipulation. That's gaslighting. That's what abusers do. They make you think their abuse is your fault, so you stay and keep trying to fix yourself instead of leaving them. Let's talk about the timing of all this, because the timing is what really exposes his character. He's saying these things during her pregnancy. Her body is changing because it's literally growing his child. This isn't weight gain from eating too much junk food and sitting on the couch all day. This isn't her letting herself go. This is her body doing exactly what it's biologically supposed to do to create life. And he knows she gained weight during their fertility struggles. He watched her go through the emotional pain and stress of trying to conceive month after month. He saw her deal with the disappointment and heartbreak. He saw her cope with that stress the best way she knew how. And then, when she finally got pregnant, when she was at her most vulnerable, when she needed support and love and reassurance more than ever, that's when he chose to tear her down. What kind of partner does that? What kind of person sees someone they claim to love struggling and thinks, you know what, this is the perfect time to destroy their self-esteem. This is the perfect time to make them feel worthless. And speaking of his character, there are some major red flags here that everyone watching needs to know about. Red flag number 1, love that's conditional on physical appearance. If someone only treats you well when you look a certain way, when you meet their physical standards, that is not love. That's shallow attraction with conditions attached. Red flag number 2, cruelty disguised as honesty. If someone says deeply hurtful things to you and then defends it as just being honest or just telling the truth, that's manipulation. That's an excuse to be cruel without taking responsibility. Red flag number 3, making you doubt your own reality. If someone has you constantly questioning your own judgment, your own feelings, your own perception of what's happening, that's gaslighting. That's psychological abuse. Red flag number 4, timing of the mistreatment. If someone waits until you're in a vulnerable position, pregnant, postpartum, financially dependent on them, isolated from support systems, to start treating you badly, that's strategic. That's calculated. That's someone who knows you're trapped. Red flag number 5, complete lack of accountability. When she told him he was hurting her, he didn't apologize, he didn't feel bad, he didn't try to change his behavior, he defended it and made her feel like she was the problem for being too sensitive. That tells you everything you need to know about whether he's capable of change. Serious question for everyone in the comments. How many red flags does someone need to show before you walk away? Is it one major one? Is it 3? Is it all 5? Where's your personal line? Because I think this is something everyone needs to think about before they're in this situation. Her second question was, can a relationship recover from this, especially when these comments were made during pregnancy? And here's my honest answer, and I know some of you aren't going to like it. Maybe, but it's a big, big maybe with a lot of conditions attached. For this relationship to recover, he would need to genuinely recognize that what he did was deeply wrong. Not just say sorry once to smooth things over and make the problem go away, but actually truly understand why his words and actions were so damaging. Why calling someone disgusting when they're pregnant is not okay. Why withholding commitment based on appearance is cruel. Why dismissing someone's pain as them being too sensitive is manipulation. He would need to take full accountability. No, but I was just being honest excuses. No, you're too sensitive deflections. No, I was stressed too justifications. Real, genuine, complete accountability for his behavior and its impact. He would need to do serious work on himself, individual therapy to understand why he thinks it's acceptable to treat people this way, why he feels entitled to control someone through criticism and conditional love, what his issues are with appearance and control and power dynamics. And most importantly, he would need to demonstrate sustained behavioral change over a long period of time, not just promise to change, not just love bomb her for a few weeks with flowers and apologies, and then slowly slip back into the same patterns. Real, measurable, lasting change that proves he's actually done the work. But here's the hard truth that she needs to hear, and that I'm sure some of you are already thinking. Based on what she's told us in her post, I'm not seeing any evidence that he's willing to do any of that work. I'm not seeing any indication that he thinks he did anything wrong. I'm not seeing any sign that he cares about her pain or wants to change. She told him he was hurting her, and he dismissed it as her being too sensitive. That's not someone who cares about her emotional well-being. That's not someone who wants to repair the damage. That's someone who thinks he's right and she's wrong, and she just needs to toughen up and accept accept his honesty. Can it theoretically be fixed? Yes. Will it actually be fixed? Based on everything she shared? Probably not, and she needs to be prepared for that reality. Because let's look at the actual pattern of behavior here over the course of her pregnancy. He called her disgusting, not once as a slip of the tongue in a heated moment, multiple times over months. He compared her to other pregnant women, specifically telling her they looked good but she looked worse, making her feel inferior to every other pregnant woman she saw. He refused to have sex with her because of her appearance, sexual rejection during one of the most vulnerable times of her life. He withheld marriage as a punishment and manipulation tactic, explicitly tying his commitment to her weight loss, using what should be a promise of forever as a weapon and a bargaining chip. He openly stared at other women right in front of her face, showing her that he desired literally anyone but her, deliberately and repeatedly disrespecting her. And when she tried to tell him this hurt her, he dismissed her feelings entirely. No empathy, no accountability, no care for her pain. This is not one mistake. This is not one bad day. This is not one thoughtless comment that he immediately regretted. This is a clear, consistent pattern of behavior over an extended period of time. And patterns like this don't change without serious intervention, real consequences, and the person genuinely recognizing there's a fundamental problem with how they treat people. Be completely honest in the comments. If this was your exact situation, months of cruel comments during pregnancy, a 3-week-old baby at home, a partner who shows zero remorse, would you stay and try to fix it, or would you leave? I want to see a real split in the comments on this, because I think this is where reasonable people who all want the best for her might actually disagree. Now let's talk about the baby in this situation, because there's a 3-week-old child involved here, and I know that complicates everything. Some people are probably thinking, she can't just leave, there's a baby. She has to try to make it work for the child's sake. Kids need both parents. She should exhaust every option before breaking up their family. But I want to flip that perspective completely. What is this child going to learn if she stays in this relationship? If this baby is a daughter, she's going to learn, it's okay for men to call you disgusting. Love is conditional on how you look. You should stay with someone who tears you down and makes you feel worthless. Your value as a person is based primarily on your physical appearance. Verbal abuse is just honesty, and you should accept it. If this baby is a son, he's going to learn it's okay to treat women this way. When your partner's body changes for any reason, you can punish them for it. Cruelty is acceptable as long as you call it honesty. Making someone feel worthless is normal behavior in relationships. Women's value is based on how they look. Is that really the lesson she wants to teach her child? Because children don't just hear what you tell them, they watch what you do. They watch how you let people treat you. They watch the relationship dynamics you model. They learn what's acceptable in relationships by watching yours. Her third question was, what boundaries should exist around attraction and comments about a partner's body? This is actually a really important question because I think a lot of people struggle with this. Where's the line between honesty and cruelty? When is it okay to comment on your partner's appearance and when is it not? Here's what I think healthy boundaries look like in this area. You can express genuine concerns about health, but not just about appearance or attractiveness. There's a difference between, I'm worried about your health because of XYZ medical concerns, and you're disgusting and I don't want to look at you. If you do need to express a concern, you do it from a place of love and genuine care for the person, not from judgment or disgust or disappointment. Your tone, your words, your timing all matter. You never use cruel, degrading language. Words like disgusting, repulsive, gross, those are never okay to use about your partner's body, ever, for any reason. You never compare your partner to other people. You don't say other women look good but you don't, or other pregnant women are beautiful but you're not. That's deliberately designed to hurt. You never withhold love, affection, intimacy, or commitment as punishment for someone's appearance. That's manipulation and control, not a relationship. You always consider timing and vulnerability. Is your partner going through something hard? Are they in a vulnerable state? Then maybe keep your criticisms to yourself. And you always allow space for your partner to express when you've hurt them without dismissing their feelings, getting defensive, or making them feel like they're too sensitive. If you can't communicate within those boundaries, then honestly, you probably shouldn't be commenting on your partner's body at all, or at minimum, you need to get yourself into therapy to learn how to communicate like a healthy, emotionally mature adult. So her final question, what should she actually do next? What are the concrete steps? If I could sit down with this woman face to face and talk to her, here's exactly what I would tell her. Step 1, stop blaming yourself right this second. Stop. You did not cause this. You did not make him cruel. You did not ruin him. You did not taint him. His behavior is his choice and his responsibility alone. The sooner you can internalize that, the sooner you can start healing. Step 2, get into individual therapy immediately, not couples therapy yet, individual therapy for you. You need professional support processing this trauma. You need help rebuilding your shattered confidence and self-esteem. You need to learn to trust your own judgment again because he's made you doubt yourself so severely that you can't tell what's real anymore. Step 3, start documenting everything. Get a journal or a notes app on your phone and write down things he says to you with dates and details. Not because you're definitely planning to leave, but because if you do end up needing to leave, you want a clear record of what you've been dealing with. Memory fades and gets fuzzy over time, especially when someone is gaslighting you. Step 4, reach out to people you trust. Don't isolate yourself, which is what abusers want you to do. Tell a close friend what's been happening. Tell a family member. Tell someone who can give you outside perspective and emotional support and reality checks when you start doubting yourself again. Step 5, research your practical options. What would leaving actually look like logistically? Do you have access to money? Where could you stay if you needed to leave quickly? What kind of custody agreements exist? What resources are available for women in your situation? You don't have to leave tomorrow, but you absolutely need to know what's possible and available to you. Step 6, have one serious, clear conversation with him. Tell him in direct, unambiguous terms that the way he's been treating you is unacceptable and needs to change immediately. Don't soften it. Don't cushion it. Don't worry about his feelings. Be clear and firm. And then watch very carefully how he responds. Does he get defensive and angry? Does he blame you? Does he minimize what he's done? Does he make excuses? Or does he genuinely seem to understand and take responsibility? His response will tell you everything you need to know about whether change is possible.
I want to pause here and say something directly to anyone watching this who's in a similar situation or who has been in the past. Your worth as a human being is not determined by how you look. Your value is not based on your dress size or the number on a scale or whether you fit into society's narrow standards of beauty. Your deserving of love and respect is not conditional on maintaining a certain physical appearance. If someone makes you feel disgusting, that reveals everything about their character and absolutely nothing about yours. If someone makes you feel unworthy of love because of how you look, they are the problem, not you. If someone can only love you, only be kind to you, only treat you with basic human decency when you look exactly the way they want you to look, that is not love. That's control. That's manipulation. That's treating you like an object instead of a human being. You deserve, everyone deserves, someone who thinks you're beautiful when you're pregnant, when you're postpartum, when you're aging, when you're stressed, when you're sick, when you're going through the hardest times of your life. Someone who thinks you're beautiful not just in spite of your imperfections, but including them because they're part of who you are. You deserve someone whose attraction to you goes so much deeper than just physical appearance. Someone who loves your mind, your heart, your character, your humor, your kindness, your strength, your soul. Someone who sees you as a whole, complete human being, not just a goddess that either meets or fails to meet their standards. And if you are currently with someone who doesn't make you feel that way, who makes you feel small and ugly and worthless, I want you to know it is okay to walk away. It's okay even if there's a baby involved. It's okay even if you still love them. It's okay even if they were perfect once upon a time. It's okay even if leaving is scary and hard and you don't know how you'll manage. It is okay to choose yourself and your well-being and your mental health. Now, I'm not going to lie to you or sugarcoat this. Leaving a relationship, especially when there's a young baby involved, is incredibly hard. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever do in your life. It's hard when you have a 3-week-old baby and you're already exhausted and overwhelmed. It's hard when you're financially dependent on someone. It's hard when you're isolated from friends and family. It's hard when you're sleep deprived and hormonal and barely holding yourself together. It's hard when part of you still remembers the person they used to be and hopes they'll go back to that. It's hard when you still love them despite everything. But you know what else is really, really hard? Staying in a relationship where you feel disgusting every single day, where you feel unloved and unwanted, where you're constantly anxious about your appearance and terrified that you're not good enough, where you can't trust your own thoughts and feelings and perceptions, where every single day chips away a little more of who you are, a little more of your confidence, a little more of your self-worth, until you don't even recognize yourself anymore. That's hard too. That's a different kind of hard. That's the kind of hard that doesn't end. That's the kind of hard that slowly destroys your soul, piece by piece, day by day, until there's nothing left of the person you used to be. So you have to ask yourself this question: which kind of hard do I choose? The hard of leaving, rebuilding, starting over, and eventually healing? Or the hard of staying, enduring, shrinking myself, and slowly disappearing? All right, we're almost at the end here, but before we wrap up, I need to hear from all of you. This is where you come in, and this is important. Drop a comment answering any or all of these questions. Number 1, is this emotional abuse, or is this just honesty like he claims? Number 2, should she leave this relationship, or should she try to fix it? Number 3, what would you personally do if you were in her exact situation right now? Number 4, what specific advice would you give her for her next steps? Let's make this comment section a real, genuine discussion. Share your own stories if you've been through something similar. Give her your honest advice. Debate each other respectfully. Let's actually help this woman figure out what to do. Let me quickly summarize where we are with this situation. We have a woman in the United States who just gave birth 3 weeks ago. Before she got pregnant, her fiancé was perfect, respectful, kind, patient, supportive, loving, her safe person. But during her pregnancy, everything changed. He called her disgusting multiple times. He told her pregnancy made her look worse than other pregnant women. He refused to have sex with her because of her appearance. He withheld marriage, telling her he wouldn't propose until she lost weight because he didn't want her looking bad compared to the bridesmaids. He stared at other women right in front of her, and when she tried to tell him how much this hurt her, he dismissed her pain and called it honesty. Now she's 3 weeks postpartum, her confidence is completely destroyed, she feels ashamed of her own body, and somehow she's convinced herself that this is her fault, that she made him a bad person, that she ruined him. She can't even trust her own judgment anymore. She's asking, is this abuse? Can this relationship be saved? What should she do? My personal take is, yes, this is absolutely emotional abuse. Can it be saved? Theoretically, yes, but only if he recognizes the problem, takes full accountability, does serious therapeutic work on himself, and demonstrates real, sustained change over time. And I'm not seeing any evidence he's willing to do any of that. What should she do? Get into therapy, document everything, know her options, reach out for support, and be fully prepared to leave if he doesn't make immediate, significant changes. But what matters most is what you think. So, drop your final judgment in the comments right now. Comment the word abuse if you believe this is emotional abuse. Comment the word leave if you think she should end this relationship. Comment the word therapy if you think they need professional help before making any decisions. Comment stay if you think she should keep trying to work it out. And whatever you comment, tell us why. What's your reasoning? What would you do if this was your daughter going through this? Your sister, your best friend? What advice would you give them? If this video made you think, if it made you feel something, if it resonated with you in any way, hit that like button right now. It helps more people find these discussions. If you want more real, unfiltered relationship discussions where we tackle hard topics and don't shy away from difficult truths, subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications so you don't miss future videos. Share this video with someone who might need to hear it, because sometimes people who are in abusive situations can't see it clearly themselves. Sometimes they need outside voices telling them that what they're experiencing is not normal, is not okay, and is not their fault. You deserve love that doesn't come with conditions attached. You deserve a partner who makes you feel safe and valued and beautiful, especially during the hardest times. You deserve to trust your own judgment and your own feelings. You deserve better than someone who tears you down and then convinces you it's your own fault. Remember that. Hold on to that. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. I'll see you in the next video.